but I've got two Mortal Kombat heads with me, I
Mhm.
think at least. So I'm ready to get into this. Are you guys? I don't think we need to waste any more time with our introductions here. Are we ready to get into this review?
Let's get
Always.
on.
All right. Well, let's fight and get into it with Mortal Kombat 2. You see what I did there? Mortal Kombat 2 is directed by Simon McQuoid. And it stars
Bless you.
Karl Urban, Adeline Rudolph, Martin Ford, Tati Gabriel, Jessica McNamee, Makad Brooks, Ludi Lin, and the plot synopsis is the fan favorite champions, now joined by Johnny Cage himself, are pitted against one another in the ultimate battle to defeat the dark rule of Shao Kahn that threatens the very existence of the Earth realm and its defenders. What did you guys think of Mortal Kombat 2? And let's see here. Who should we pick to go first?
Get the wheel out.
What's that?
Get the wheel. Spin the wheel. Whoever the name
Spin
lands
the
on.
wheel. How about Trevor? How about since you did the last Mortal Kombat review, how about we throw it your way first? What did you think of Mortal Kombat 2?
Very important. Very important to put that 2 in there. Actually, a fun little fact. When it comes to like the history of the video game series, like the truth of the matter is, like, regardless of whatever rose tinted glasses you're viewing the franchise through, that first Mortal Kombat game isn't a very good game. It was extraordinarily popular. It came out exactly the right time to kind of like lean into all the gore and the blood as being like a huge selling point and all that. But like from a mechanical standpoint, it's kind of crap, honestly, and deeply unfair on top of that. However,
does suck.
I think it's worth noting that Mortal Kombat 2, the arcade game, was when it officially became like a good game series. Like it was not only very popular in the mainstream and all that, but also just a mechanically satisfying and well-rounded product. But there's a part of me that wants to say that this movie kind of represents a similar transition, where the first film, Mortal Kombat, we have 2 Mortal Kombats now, side by side on your shelf if you have a Blu-ray shelf like I do. The first one is not very good. It's very talky. The fighting is not, it's kind of perfunctory. Like it's not especially thrilling or interesting to look at or conceive for that matter. This one, it's all killer, no filler, thankfully, where it's like, it's mostly just back-to-back fights, and mostly the fights are well constructed. It's razor thin, like it's paper thin, tissue paper thin when it comes to everything else. And when I was in the theater wrapping this one up, like during the end credit sequence, which, you know, the movie gives you a reason to stay for the end credits, a musical reason. I found myself like saying to my friend next to me, this is going to be like, that was fine, but this is going to be in one ear and out the other. Like I probably won't remember much of this by tomorrow. And I think I'm right. but yeah, it's a step up in some superficial ways, but honestly, in the ways that mostly matter for something like this, that's mostly just fan wankery. Like this is mostly just a fan service film. And on that front, it does it pretty well, honestly.
Santino, confirm or deny? Confirm or deny, Santino?
Ooh.
Is this fan wankery, as Trevor referred to it?
Yeah, I feel like I'm not a huge fan of fighting games, but I feel like my wankery was fanned during this.
It was fanned, right?
But I think this movie is gonna be like how the original one was. Like spoilers for later on when I talk about I did watch the original ones, and I do quite enjoy the original ones. And I grew up with those, even though like they are pretty bad, but I grew up with them, and they have a special place in my heart. Which I feel like now, like teens and kids who watch this movie might have it like that same kind of feeling like when they're older. Like oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 is bad, but it's fun though. It's kind of goofy. It's kind of silly. It's like you don't really have to take yourself seriously. Like maybe if you're under a little influence here and there, you might like enjoy it, especially if you're with friends or something. But like it kind of knows what it is. Like it doesn't really take itself like kind of too seriously. It knows what people want. It wants the fights, the brutality, like the goofiness of it. Like so, I think like maybe in the long run, this might be like a fan favorite kind of like. It's not gonna be on like, the best video games list, but I think people would appreciate this like as the years go on.
Interesting. Now, I'll be very curious now, Trevor, I'm not sure if you are aware, but I have done a little detective work on Santino's letterbox, and I'm going to bring this up later in the episode,
Mhm.
but very interesting star ratings situation going on with the Mortal Kombat franchise. I'm very interested to see what Santino gives this one because I can't tell. Would you say this is a step down from the older ones, Santino?
Uh, filming wise, moving wise, I think this spot technically a way better like up there. But the original ones did have that like nostalgic of it, you know. So I might be a little more gentler on those films because of it. But like, I think this one is on a film wise, this one might be like a little bit better, just because of like they're actually like violence and people are actually like brutally dying in this one, and the other ones are PG-13, and this one just goes on the
Death
full
is
hard
very
R.
bad.
Not in these movies, they're not. We want death everywhere in these movies.
Okay, cool. Well, I got 2 Mortal Kombat heads in here. I'll just come out and say that, I'll be quick to save us on time because I absolutely hated this. I thought it was horrible. I could not care. I could not give a single iota of a fuck about any of these characters or anything that happened to them. I've never played the Mortal Kombat games. I was much more of a Tekken or Soul Calibur guy. Now, a Tekken movie I can maybe get into, but this movie, not really into it. But I will say, now let's play this game. This is always fun. And now there's 2 people to throw out guesses. My favorite part of this movie, the best thing about this movie, with a bullet. Let's see if you guys can guess. Do either of you have a guess? What was that?
Kano.
Yeah,
No.
I was thinking that too. But since you took that, I'm gonna say maybe the bar scene. How the bar scene ends.
No, he's not a fan, Santino. He doesn't give a
Well,
shit.
I was like,
is that like the creator?
Well, not that, but how it ends though. I was kind of like, I know that guy.
I was like, who the fuck is that? Why should I care about this guy? And then I saw later that it was the creator of the game. Oh yeah, great.
You should have figured. You should have figured that he would have been someone important.
Well, I knew he was someone important because I'm like, who is this schmuck that is getting like the star treatment behind the bar? No,
Adeline Rudolph's bone structure.
Yeah. No, the best part of this movie with a bullet. And I don't even know how to put it into words, but the visualization of how many players are left in the tournament. Those fires, the floating flames that go out. I love that. And that's what this movie it needed to lean more into the tournament aspect. I needed to see a bracket. I needed to see seeding. I needed to see middle-aged men having a fantasy league over the Mortal Kombat franchise. That's what I wanted. That's what I needed. But I love that visual. I thought that was cool. And is that something from the games? I don't even know, but it felt very gamey.
I don't think
not
that's
to my knowledge.
Usually the games is just like the tower, and then your character just goes up one level in the tower. So, but that is. But
I'm
maybe
surprised they didn't include the tower.
I know. Yeah, actually, like there's a lot. For as much like iconography and Easter eggs there are in there, it is surprising how many are omitted. Also, yeah, the visual design of the thing is actually one of the niftier parts of it. Honestly, like they name drop relentlessly. This is a Warner Brothers and New Line production, and they take full advantage of that. We get a Lord of the Rings name drop at one point. We get a Big Trouble in Little China name drop at least once. Quite a lot of Harry Potter references as well. what I'm getting at with that is that they explicitly name drop Big Trouble in Little China, a film from which, as far as I can tell, some of the design elements of the Mortal Kombat games actually draw inspiration from, mostly like Shaw Brothers era martial arts films from China. Um, and some of the visual effects in this one actually seem to have like an intentional kind of like jankiness to them. Like they're artful, they're beautifully composited, but like effects, like for instance, like Raiden, spoilers, I guess, he gets his throat slit at one point, and a beam of light comes out, and the way it's presented in the film, it is as if a practical element is in the room. Like if you remember the beginning of Aliens, when when they pick up Ripley in the shuttle pod, and they have that laser light that's going through like the dust beams in the room. It's literally just a laser light, and it looks like you easily could have just done that practically. And like the lightning effect in the film in Mortal Kombat 2 has like a almost like a hand drawn like rotoscope kind of quality to it, that it looks slightly janky. Like it doesn't look like top of the line. It looks like a half step down from what it ought to be, but in like a charming sort of way. And some of like the backgrounds, like it's neat seeing that they actually built some sets. And it's neat seeing like some actual locations from the games, especially from like the early games represented in the film. And on top of that, like the makeup design, that seemed like an intentional choice, kind of similar to like the intentionally slightly janky CGI at times, where there's a lot of characters in the film that are represented with heavy makeup effects and prosthetics that they didn't have to do it that way. In fact, if you want an example of doing it wrong, just look at the first Mortal Kombat from 2021 from the same director. Um, that movie is laden with all sorts of needless CGI that like actually detracts from your enjoyment of the thing. Where it's like, hey, let's have reptile. It's like people like dinosaurs and lizard creatures and whatnot. It's like, no, actually, we're here for fighting and martial arts, and I don't want to see a fully CGI character fight with fucking Kano. Same goes for like Goro. It's like, it's neat seeing Goro, but like I'd rather see Puppet Goro from 1995. Like that's way more charming. Whereas this one, it's like you got Baraka. It's just a guy with facial prosthetics and makeup. You got Shao Kahn. It's just a big guy in a big suit. And there's a few other instances as well. So like some kudos in the visual element of the film, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Santino, did you have a favorite fighter / character in this? You're a Karl Urban head. Let's be real. This guy loves.
I like Kano. I like what they do. I like everything that Kano said was just like funny and just kind of like he was just an asshole like the whole time.
Yeah, very bordering on like Ryan Reynolds style humor at times. Like
I guess so. I guess you can see that. I can see that. But like he is very entertaining. Like he is kind of I don't know, charming, but he has like that charisma to him. Like even though he is an asshole, and even though like that he will betray everyone there for a couple bucks, but he's still kind of like they have to bring him along because he knows information and like he's kind of useless, but he's also kind of useless. So like no one really sees him as a threat. Like they're like, yeah, whatever. Like he's alive. Like even like the fact that like how they brought him back, they're like, yeah, we kind of just did it in the rain, like because like whatever, we didn't really care about him. Like he has like really no value to anyone, but he's also like kind of important. Like overall, like he actually like kind of did a lot of like move the plot along quite a bit here and there.
Now, is this? I feel like we talked about this with the last one, but is this like? Was this shot in Australia? Do we know? Because, I mean, Karl Urban, he's a Kiwi, right? Which is not Australia. I know that, but same section of the world.
Careful.
Yeah, I joked about the first Mortal Kombat movie that's an extremely Australian production. It just stinks of it.
Trevor,
this one follows suit.
I don't know. I feel like that is I don't know why, but I feel like that's a phrase that comes up a lot, an extremely Australian production. And I think we need to get that on a t-shirt, like official catching up on cinema.
An
t-shirt.
Extremely Australian production.
I feel like anytime,
I have an extremely Australian production.
Like I don't know. Anytime we have a movie that is shot a lot of in Australia. I feel like that is we give it that label. This is an extremely. I love it. I love it.
Why do you think I say it all the time? It's because it's fucking true.
That has to be on the board soon now. That has to be on the soundboard by next week now.
Because I can't. I don't think you've ever you don't take that phrase and say like this is an extremely Irish production. You say this is. I think you just say this is extremely Irish or something, but the production, like an extremely Australian production, that is like trademarked.
Well, it has a ring to it,
It
has a
does.
flow.
If you make shirts of that, I will buy one. I will 100% buy one.
Okay, I'll have to use the Mortal Kombat font.
It depends on the price. I'm not going to drop $150.
$29.99.
100%, I will buy that.
You got to cover your costs somehow. It's very expensive to get things from there, so
Yeah. Speaking of fonts, the opening logos, like the New Line logo, was that Mortal Kombat fonty or inspired?
Yeah.
I'll say
fun. That was cool to see.
The first 15 seconds of this movie, I thought I was gonna love it because I loved those opening logos. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be really. And I actually went into this kind of with not high expectations, but I thought I was going to enjoy it because I had heard people saying it's better than the first, and unfortunately, it just did not win me over. I have to be honest.
Well, what did you think about the first one?
Well, I went back and I did give it 2.5, so I didn't hate it. But keep in mind, this was in the HBO Max release era, so I did get to watch that one at home for no added cost. This one I did have to go out to the theater on Mother's Day. I was all alone. There was nobody in the theater but me. It was all alone on Mother's Day. I said, Mom, I've got to go see Mortal Kombat 2. I got to go do it. And I will say, what
you couldn't go on a Saturday?
I was busy.
Couldn't you go Friday?
I was out of town. All right, I was gone. Actually, I was gone. Yeah. So I went, and it was at 9:30 showtime on Mother's Day. And I love my mom. I took her out for a big meal. I had a big belly full of food. I had a pulled pork mac and cheese dish, and I was full. And I was like, this isn't good. This is 9:30 showtime. This is not
Food
good.
coma.
And yeah, exactly. And I think Santino, I think I snapped you. I don't know if you opened it or saw it, but I think I said 78% chance I fall asleep watching this movie tonight. And I go in and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get myself I'm gonna get some caffeine. I'll get a Mountain Dew. So I order a Mountain Dew, and the guy at the ticket or the concessions stand, he says, would you like a small popcorn? It's free for all rewards members today. And I go, oh, okay, sure. And he gives it to me, and I go, is it because of Mother's Day? And he says, yeah. I'm like, oh, happy Mother's Day, Mom. So I did have popcorn.
You're a mother now.
I did have popcorn that I was munching on, which certainly helped keep me awake. I will say that. I would have been KIA if knocked out in action if I did not have that popcorn. So I will say that was a huge benefit for me personally. I don't know what did you guys have a big crowd of Mortal Kombat heads? Was the crowd into it?
We had a few takers. Like there were people in there. It wasn't completely empty like yours. It was like half full maybe. And I went with my buddy. We got some Topo Chicos and a bag of popcorn. Shared it between the two of us. So decent screening. Got to hang out in that part of town, the Ballard area in Seattle, and had dinner afterwards and stuff. So decent screening. I will point out that opening chunk of the movie, Brad. Yes, I popped for the font. I was like doing it right. Also, the lightning on the clouds. If memory serves, and I'm not actually positive on this. If memory serves, that's actually the like attract mode of the arcade machine. Like when the arcade is idle, when you're walking by it, but nobody's playing it. Like that's the first thing that happens is like lightning strikes in the clouds, and then title drops, and then they show like a demo of all the cool shit in the game that you probably can't do because you're not good enough at it. But yeah, the lightning on the clouds like that, I was like, okay, doing it right for the first 15 seconds. But then like they missed like kind of an opportunity with the music where it's like, you do have in your back pocket just just in the holster, just ready to go, the most powerful song in existence.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna hold it in reserve. You're
Mhm.
just gonna hang on to it. You're just not gonna throw it out there. You do realize the opening 15 seconds of the 1995 film are in fact the most incredible thing that has ever happened on film.
That is.
A man screaming the words Mortal Kombat, fucking fire, and the words Mortal Kombat appearing on screen. Hype level through the roof. Doesn't matter if the movie's good or bad at that point. You have been wowed. Your ticket has been paid for.
Mhm.
This one though, it's like
You're ready for a good
yeah,
time.
it's like you're setting the viewer up for a good time. It's like you've been shown pyro, you've been techno blasted. It's like the title of the movie gets thrown up you. And then this one, it's like tepid. Like it's like, oh wait, they're trying to like tell a legitimate dramatic story. They're asking me to care. Oh no,
Not in my Mortal Kombat.
we've gone awry. What is
Yeah.
this? And then you get the Mountain and the Viper, another Warner Brothers / HBO reference, I guess. Like the opening of this is straight up just the Mountain and the Viper.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You're
then
not
the
wrong.
title drop in this movie is awkward as fuck. Where it's just like a shot of a little girl, and then the words Mortal Kombat appear around her. And is the little girl representative of the number 2?
I was wondering that because it's like the Mortal Kombat comes up and you're like, okay, I'm waiting on the
Where's
two.
the 2? Where's the 2? Here comes 2.
And it never comes, right?
It never
Sad
comes.
girl.
I was
Yeah.
waiting for the end of the movie when it's like snap to black 2. You had to wait an hour and a half for 2.
Well,
Never
that makes me I want to ask you guys, not to spoil anything, but yeah, like you said, Trevor, the weapon in your arsenal, the song. Do you guys think it was a good choice to hold it for as long as they did? Because I do feel like there's it's the kind of thing where if you don't use it early, I think you'd have to save it for your big climactic moment sort of thing. And I feel like I could have maybe used that in the final big couple of fights
Yeah.
there. That might have woken me up a little bit.
That would have been the best way to end, like the final fight. Like you think like the hero's like defeated, and then suddenly you hear that and you start playing like so they get up or like wait, and they hear Mortal Kombat. And that's when they really get I'm getting good. I'm like you're already getting excited right now just thinking about that.
Mhm.
Like that would be the best way to do it. Like that's what they did in the original one. They'll do it during like the final fight, and like those will be like the best fights. That's where the one where they're like, okay, these are our martial artists. We're gonna let them just portray their skills and just get hyped for this fight.
Well,
And that's that's all you had to do.
that's the thing is like it doesn't even need to be good when that's playing. Like that's part of why you play it is that you can cover up all the seams. Is that you have the final battle of the first Mortal Kombat movie. They do actually play it for the opening minute or so of that. And then a bunch of bullshit happens. And then the fight goes on for another 10 minutes. But the first minute of it, you get the song and you get Shang Tsung and Liu Kang facing off. And what happens in the next minute? Who fucking cares?
Mhm.
The music, the song is playing. We are engaged. The fighting doesn't need to be good at that point. Something that I guess I'll toss to you guys so I don't monopolize the conversation. But a very big problem with the movie, and that this leans more towards Brad's side of the argument that this is a piece of crap, is that I'm more forgiving, but Brad thinks it's a piece of crap. So I'm going to honor his side of the argument and say that
Fuck his side.
a big problem with the movie in retrospect, like not when I was watching it, but now that I think about it while I'm talking to you guys, is that there is like a distinct lack of hype in the movie. Like there are like when I'm thinking about like where you would place that song, it's like I don't know. Like there really aren't that many like fuck yeah sequences in the movie. Like the fighting on the whole is actually quite good. It's a huge step up, at least as compared to the first film. Like I'm not gonna say it's the most brilliant martial arts film I've ever seen, but it's a very big step up, and the clarity and the precision and the creativity in the choreography and the presentation of it is way better. But when it comes to like hype, like me going like, "Phew," like yeah, or like having an extended stretch of a fight or something where I can get like, it's not like watching Van Damme do slow motion spin kicks or and like Stan Bush is playing over it or something where you have a good 30 seconds or so where you're just like on the edge of your seat going like, yeah, this is the coolest shit ever. It's a lot of the victories kind of come very swiftly, and the movie has a tone problem where it's a little self-serious in kind of the ugly way. Like it's very melodramatic, and part of the blame I want to say goes to the composer, is that this is composed by Benjamin Wallfish, who Brad, I'm guessing you know who that is. Santino, you have definitely heard
Probably
this
not.
guy. You've heard him. He does a lot of
What's he done?
he did was it the A Cure for Wellness, is it?
Yeah,
The Gore Verbinski movie. And he did
Never see that.
most critically, he did the It movies, the two most recent ones. And that's kind of those movies I think are indicative of his sound. It's a little Hans Zimmery. He does a lot of horror stuff, but it's so big and over the top, and like there's always a choir screaming at you, and it's just so enormous and over the top and melodramatic. And that was like one of my biggest objections to that second It movie, is that it's just like it's so big and fucking loud and obnoxious that it's like I can't even take this seriously anymore. And this movie kind of has that problem too, where it's like it needed to be more fun. It's like it has fun every once in a while, and Kano kind of like shows up to remind you of that. But then that's not the movie. That's him doing. I think Brad actually had a very good take on it. He is like Deadpool, basically. He's almost like meta. Like he's almost outside of the movie. He's the audience proxy. He's giving the honest reaction that we, the audience, are having to all this bullshit. And that's kind of why it's funny, is that the movie's kind of pissing on itself a little bit. But yeah, like I don't know if you guys felt that too. That's just like when you ask the question, where would you put that song? It's like I don't know if the movie earned it, honestly.
I think there could have been one fight where they could have done, like they could have done just for a little bit, like. But I think the fight was it's the big fight kind of in the middle between a character that comes back. I don't know if it's spoiler to say who comes
He's
back
in the
or
trailer.
not, but is he?
Yeah.
So when I forgot his name.
Kung Lao.
Kung Lao and
Liu Kang.
brain freeze. Liu Kang. When they have their big fight, like that's probably like the best fight in the movie. And I think but I think it was like a very kind of serious fight, because like they're like brothers, and like everything, they're lost, with him. And like there's like kind of like serious, but I think like if you would have had like just played it just a little bit in there, just like at the start of it, and then have it die out and then it'd be like more serious, I think that might have been the best, because I think that would have been the one fight that most fans would kind of been excited to see.
Well,
because like, and you have like two really good like martial artists go at it, and like they're doing a lot of moves from the games, and like just I think that would have been the best part to hear Mortal Kombat, and then just get you hyped for like in the middle of the movie, like yeah, you're just shoving popcorn in your face, you're drinking your slushy, like yeah, this movie's great.
Well, see, you kind of made the argument against yourself though, Santino, because the tone of that fight is melodramatic and tragic. Like you're not supposed to be hyped for that fight, even though it is like technically the most awesome. Like it is like one of the more creative and better executed fights in the movie, but it's like it has that tone where it's like my kids are fighting kind of.
Yeah.
And I will also point out that the score does implement the melody of the song during that sequence. So you get like a shadow of the song, even though nobody screams Mortal Kombat and there's no techno.
Santino just wants the song over every fight, and he would be happy.
I do.
That's fine.
I want the combat cut.
Santino cut. Every time somebody strikes a pose, Mortal Kombat.
Every story beat, just every boom, boom, boom.
And then they all pose, and like fire shooting up from behind them.
Yeah.
It would happen like 30 times in this fucking
Honestly, I think the funnest fight that could have been like the best is with the Baraka fight. Like it's the most goofy, kind of silly is like you kind of go like okay maybe like um Johnny Cage is like kind of getting like a little more serious, you know, in the fight, but like that fight's kind of goofy. But I think you could have done like maybe him have a moment. All right, now it's time to get serious, and then that's when you hear the song go, and like it's actually a legitimate like fight.
Yeah, I mean, you could have like kind of like a semi like diegetic kind of thing with it or something where it's like that's the song that he's hearing in his head when he's getting in the zone because he's
He
reliving.
puts on his like he puts on his ear pods, and that's what's playing in the
No,
back. Like,
he'd have a cassette
he's, like, humming to
Walkman with fuzzy earphones.
I say his name on it.
Yeah, it would be like purple and yellow or
Cage brand.
something.
Cage brand headphones.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree with kind of one point that you hit on, Trevor. I mean, you kind of said that I hit on it as well, but in terms of like the lack of hype, because I don't know, with each fight, I understand, yeah, it's, you know, from a technical aspect, each fight is pretty good, but I don't know if it's just the fact that the tone was too serious, or I did kind of feel like every fight, for the most part, I kind of knew exactly how it was going to play out. Like there wasn't really any surprises or swerves, which kind of made every fight a little stale, in my opinion. And where are we at with the fatalities? Because they were fine, in my opinion, but I don't know. They didn't, none of them really blew me away. And that seems like one thing that the fans love is the fatalities. And I was a little let down by them. I got to be honest.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was whelmed by them. I wasn't overwhelmed by them or underwhelmed. They were fine. They weren't showcased all that well. Like a lot of them just kind of like it. If you didn't know it was a fatality, you would have just thought like, oh yeah, that's a way to kill somebody. I
Yeah.
guess. Whereas the first one, I want to say maybe there was a little more attention to detail or an attempt, like a stronger attempt made to kind of showcase that, which is a good way of going about it. Where it's like in lieu of high quality fight sequences, the first Mortal Kombat at least they could lean into the gore and at least they could lean into the fan service where it's like, hey, Liu Kang did his big dragon thing and Jax clapped a guy's head and stuff from the games. It's like I got that reference and I clapped. Whereas this one, it's like kind of just efficient, I guess. Like a lot of them are kind of blinking, you'll miss it. And also, yeah, Brad, you're kind of right, where it's like you could kind of tell who's expendable and who's not. Although I will push back a little bit and say that there are a couple of character deaths in this one that are a little unexpected. One of which definitely feels like a setup for a spin-off or attempt at a sequel. In general, the whole thing has a little bit of a Marvel kind of like franchise building feel to it. It's not like oppressive. Like it doesn't feel like the whole movie is engineered to set up like whoever, like whatever the fuck Young Avengers were trying to set up for, Santino gets the reference or whatever. It's like, why the fuck is this kid here? Like, why the fuck is there a kid in every fucking Disney Plus show? Why is there always a fucking vigilante kid? Stop.
It's just Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at screen.
Yeah, it's like, stop shoehorning these goddamn kids in here. It's like, stop pushing this on me. I'm not here for them. But it's you got to play into the next product. But this one has like a couple of elements here and there where it's like, okay, that guy just said goodbye to the movie, but he basically just winked it into the camera and said, I'll be back in a future adventure. Hopefully, if I test well, if me and that other guy test well with the critics and the audience, if we do well on Netflix or HBO whenever we get there.
I did kind of laugh at that. I did laugh at that scene because I'm like, oh, this is just sequel bait right here. Like, it's like my own movie needs me now. Goodbye.
Pretty much. He's like, I'm going to go off to be in this movie that's not yet in production, but hopefully we get there. And then like the future villain for the franchise is name dropped several times in the thing. So it's like you can tell they're planning for the future. It like I said, it wasn't oppressive, but it is like one of those things you can't help but notice it.
Yeah, I mean, as a non-Mortal Kombat fan, a lot of the character stuff, like they're making these, they're dropping these names like they're big deals, and it's, I'm like, oh, this guy must be a big deal because I'm getting the sense that the movie thinks this guy's a big deal, but it doesn't mean jack shit to me.
That's why I use the term fan wankery, is that I
Mhm.
don't think this movie, like, case in point, Brad's reaction to this thing. I don't think this movie works very well unless you kind of get some of these references.
Mhm.
Because there are a lot of shots in the movie that, like, Santino, when Noob Saibot shows up in this movie, does Brad know what a Noob Saibot is, for
He's
that
like,
matter?
why is this guy showing up?
Yeah,
Why
and why
do
is
we
the
why do we
camera
have ano
why
why
is
do we
he,
have
like,
another
staring
ninja?
directly in the camera, and he like the whole, like, the orchestra's backing him as if it's like, "Oh, shit, he showed up," and Brad's like, "The fuck is this?"
Yeah, why do I give a shit about this guy?
Yeah,
Who?
Brad's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Is he gonna fight
Yeah.
someone? Is he gonna when is he gonna get to the fight?
Yeah, where are we gonna get to the fireworks factory? But I think, like, I'm kind of identifying another very big problem with the movie is that it is very fan servicey,
Mm,
and on that front, it does it pretty well. I mean, it helps that the creators of the games are still alive and kicking and have their names all over this production. One of them is in the film in a cameo, Ed Boon. Um, but I think a major difference between, like, this and the 1995 Mortal Kombat is that the 1995 Mortal Kombat made contributions to the franchise. This one is not doing that. This one is just playing the hits. This one's just giving you what you're expecting. This one's just taking the characters that you already are expected to know and doing its best to represent them accurately, to use the word that Santino's a big fan of, to conform to the canon, you
mm.
see. The
Oh,
lore,
canon.
if you will. Yeah, the lore, the
Lore.
canon. Whereas, like, the 1995 film, as you know, as much as it's unsuccessful in some areas, it made very large contributions to what Mortal Kombat would become. So they're trying to do very, very different things. Where, like, 1995 Mortal Kombat is trying to be a film and trying to take a game franchise that was very thin on the story front and flesh it out and make it more than it was. This one's just trying to placate you. This one's just trying to give you what you expect. And if you aren't expecting anything, then what are you here for? And in Brad's case, apparently nothing. Lights with sound.
That's how I felt watching this, I can tell you that
Wha
much. I mean, like, the original, the 95 Mortal Kombat movie, it's been a while since I've seen it, and I'm not a fan of that movie by any means, but from what I remember, it did feel like for a non-fan of the game, there was more there in terms of the characters and some interactions and story stuff that I was able to latch on to. With this, it really did feel like I was watching a theme park ride, or like I should have seen this in D-Box at least or something. Like, that's all I was getting from this thing.
I mean, theme park ride, I think, is pretty accurate. Like, it got kind of like what Harry Potter world kind of vibes in some of the sets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like we
Hey,
showed up
they
off hours when people were not allowed in the park.
we had to use these expensive sets for the TV show somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. No,
needed
no,
we need
no. They're not the same. Not the same, Santino. They're not the same.
we needed the characters to look directly at the lens and turn to us and be like, "What are they doing here? Wait, we can use them. We need you to go in here and follow this and do that." Just like the Fast and Furious ride with Vin Diesel. It'd be classic.
I've never gone on one of those things. I feel like I would be pissy. I could be like, quit pushing me. Like, quit pushing me, Vin. I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. I'm still looking around. I don't want to move on.
Fast and Furious ride is an absolute classic. It is so bad. It's so funny.
How many
Uh,
times do they say family in it?
Not enough.
at
It's
least
never
7
enough.
probably. Yeah.
7.
How many Coronas did you have to drink while on the ride?
Yeah, that would've made the
do you
ride a
just
lot
have
better,
Corona
actually.
shoved
Yeah.
into your face.
Yeah.
You have to blow
Yeah.
at least like a 2 point
Yeah.
before you get
Yeah.
off.
Let's
Well,
see
actually,
where
I want to counteract Trevor's point.
get in here,
where-
Santino. Yeah, defend this piece
So
of crap.
because I know he talks about how like it's a lot of like fan service and how like it didn't really contribute much to it, but I think with the first one, the first one in this series that came out, they did try to add like a lot of new things to it. Like they try to add like they added a new character, Cole, and then
Everybody's favorite.
oh yeah, of course, can't wait till he's in the DLC.
Yeah,
He's
he
so
has an
beloved.
action figure.
But like they added him, they added the whole the reason why they have superpowers, the what was it? The like Aurora or something like that, like special like
Arcana.
or like which they didn't mention at all. Like in this movie, they were like, "Yeah, fuck that, like don't
Ooh.
worry about it." But like, I felt like the second one they were trying to like, "Hey, like let's try to expand this like the lore that people know and like add to it." And then people were like, "No," they're like, "All right, fuck it, let's just go to what fans know." Like let's go with the name that only the people who play the games know now. Like let's try to please the fans because at least if the fans are happy, potentially we could get a third one or more continue on because the fans are going to be the one that are probably most likely seeing these movies. Like you're not going to get Brad's. Oh, well, maybe Uncle Ernie might join it, but
nah, you don't know my Uncle Ernie. This is not an Uncle Ernie movie.
nah?
No way.
Okay. But again, I think
Go
like I said,
see
like
Michael for a second time before he sees this.
but like
What
I
about
think,
Phenomenon?
but I do think like it is kind of like yes, this one is more fan service. It's more like don't really explain it. Just you kind of know who these characters are already. But I think they realize that hey, we have a better chance of just pleasing the fans than trying to please everyone. Because if we just try to get new people involved, like we might isolate or annihilate our fans that already like love this series.
They're
So,
gonna annihilate their.
I mean,
they're
a good
fatality
name
them.
drop. No, I appreciate the name drop. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
There you go.
Yeah.
The superior sequel, not true, not at all. Although it does get brownie points for being hilarious for all the wrong reasons. I agree with you, Santino, and I do think it's really important to lay that out because I think that's all true. It's all true, Santino.
Yes, can I get that to repeat? It's all true.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's all true. I think it's important to lay that out because you could interpret that two different ways. One is the producers and the creators of the film are retreating. It's like we tried some of that new shit and then the audience scared us. Like the Redditors like made us run for the hills and just like feed them slop that they're expecting to get. Or you could treat it as like, a return to form or something like that. So it's you can either view it in like a negative or a positive light where it's like, yes, they gave me what I wanted. Or it's like they wussed out and just said, fuck it, let's just give the people what they want. And to their credit, regardless of how you view it, they did do that because Cole is in this movie and his treatment in this film, I think, is indicative of the fan backlash regarding the character. It is kind of hilarious that he
Cole.
He does get a line of dialogue pointing out the fact that he's the only fighter in the whole group with a family, with a wife and daughter.
No way. Hang on. So Cole was the main character from the last one.
He was.
Yes.
And he
was like the whole like focus.
And he was one of the fighters in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you fall asleep, Brad?
No. I just
this is where the moment he reveals he actually did fall asleep.
I don't remember who the lead of. I knew that it was somebody that nobody gave a fuck about, but I didn't know that he was in this. So, like in such a small role.
Yeah. Without spoiling it, I'll just say that the fans did not appreciate Cole, and he is in this film. And that's all I'll say on that. And you can tell that somebody listened. Somebody went to Reddit and somebody read some of the scathing comments about the Cole character. And I thought it was kind of funny the way they handled that because it is pretty brazen. It's pretty over the top. Like whoa, they addressed that, and then some. And then there's a few other elements like the fighting being given more emphasis. Maybe that was an overcorrection. And also everything that Santino was saying about the attempt to build like unique lore, I think is one of the weaker elements of that first movie, where it's like it's very talky and they keep throwing these buzzwords at you that it's like I do not care. Like stop saying that word Arcana. Half the people in this movie we have a variety of accents from around the globe in this movie, and not one of these people says this word correctly, and it's really fucking annoying, honestly. But we keep saying it anyway. They completely discarded that. Like they basically just trimmed all the fat, but maybe they cut it all the way down to the bone, honestly, such that it just turns into a parade of fights.
See, I actually liked Cole, and
Well, you
Justice
didn't.
for
not,
Cole.
I'm not happy. Yeah, justice for Cole. I'm not happy with his
Well, you
3 minutes.
killed Cole.
It's the classic. This is, you know what this is, and this makes me hate the movie even more. This is the Sonic the Hedgehog territory. This is the Sonic treatment.
Oh,
They
you like
listen
the
to
face?
fans.
You like the original face?
I don't know. I never got to see it in the context of a whole movie. All right. I've said it before. I've said it again and again. We don't know. The whole plot of that movie could have originally been that he looked like a little freak and they had to make him look cute. We don't know. They never get to see that movie. And now, oh, nobody likes Cole. You know what? Well, they didn't listen to me. They didn't listen to the silent majority of people that did like Cole, because we're not going on Reddit boards complaining about it because we have a life. All right.
Justice for Cole.
Justice for Cole. That pisses me off.
He was a
Next shirt.
family man, damn it.
Yeah.
Only one that had a family.
That
He had a
pisses
wife
me
and a
off.
daughter,
This,
It was his
I
last
tell
day,
you
damn
what.
it.
both of whom were part of an extremely Australian production. That daughter just could not wrangle that accent every
Yeah.
line. Speaking of which, cast. The people in the movie. You guys have any thoughts on the cast?
I mean, Karl Urban really, other than some of the people from the last film, were kind of he's really the only one that I have much familiarity with. And he was fine.
He was. I mean, unfortunately, that is kind of the take I have, is that he was serviceable as Johnny Cage. He didn't like knock my socks off or anything.
He did the job right. He knew what he was doing, like, and didn't really want to overact. He was saving his chops for the boys.
I think unfortunately, like, the truth of the matter is his asking price was probably in the correct range, as 1, Kiwi, and 2, correct price tag. Because you can tell that they're not hunting for like big name celebrities when it comes to these Mortal Kombat movies. The money is going towards the effects work and stuff. And I want to say, like, Karl Urban, as charming as he is, as much as people generally like him, I don't think his asking price is insane, especially because he probably has a working relationship with Warner Brothers. For fuck's sake, he makes a Lord of the Rings reference in the film, a film series in which he was a part of.
I did get the sense, man, Karl Urban to me, there's somebody else that I would compare him to. Somebody that has like a high esteem in like the nerd community.
Yeah.
But really does not have any cachet for general audiences. Like
Lee Pace.
Lee Pace, he's in that zone.
Nathan Fillion.
That is a good one. I don't know if that is almost, that might have been the one I'm thinking of, actually. That is a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah, he's beloved. He's beloved in the nerd community, but you ask your Uncle Ernie who Nathan Fillion is, there's a good chance he doesn't know who he is. He probably likes him. He just doesn't know his name.
He's seen him on The Rookie, but he doesn't know who he is.
Yeah,
that's definitely the right show that he would be watching too. That's definitely the right.
Yeah. But
Santino,
what did you think of the cast, I guess? Henry Cavill, that's who I'm thinking of. Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, he puts asses in seats, though.
Yeah.
Like, people will show up for those cheekbones and that cleft chin. I'm not kidding. People will show up, Brad.
Did you see that? Tell me people will show up when we see the box office numbers for that Guy Ritchie movie coming out this weekend.
But Guy Ritchie movies never really make much money in general.
He's casted Henry Cavill in the last 3 of them. This guy's box office poison.
Maybe he has the Batista effect, where Dave Batista can move numbers on streaming. He can't put asses in seats in theaters. It's been proven. Like the people do not come out for Dave Batista, but they will come in for Dave Batista. But yeah, Santino, what did you think of the cast?
I thought the cast was okay. Johnny Cage, I think he's funny. Like, I think he does the character like kind of what you expect Johnny Cage to be, kind of like like him and Kano are kind of the both like the humor, like kind of playing it off, like whatever. And I do like the fact that Johnny Cage has a belt that just says a belt buckle that just says Cage on it. I don't know if you noticed that.
I mean, he has that in the game too.
I was waiting for the moment where if he takes off his shirt, he just has Johnny on his chest, like tattooed on his chest, like he does in the game.
Oh god, yeah, one of the uglier redesigns for
That
a
was one
character.
like the new like remakes or something. But yeah, but yeah, I think the cast did all good. I don't think like there's no real big like performances where I'm like that's that character exactly. I'm like okay, they all play the characters well. Like they all like I'm like okay, these are I can see these being the characters. Like there's like I said, there's no one that's memorable. Like I said, other than Kano. Like I think he's like the funniest. I don't know. Is he a comedian or something? Because like he's just like it just feels like I don't know nothing about that guy, but he just seems like he's just like just on the ball with those zingers and stuff. Like I want to be surprised if half his lines were just like him improvising. Like yeah, just keep it in, whatever.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Josh Lawson is his name. I don't really know him either. But yeah, to quote George Costanza, he's just bebopping and scatting all over these movies. I'm pretty sure it is just all improv, but I appreciate it because both of these movies from the same director, desperately need some form of levity, something, to get us off of this like po-faced melodrama. And when he shows up and he just, throws a couple zingers out there, it's like sometimes it wakes you up a bit. I actually kind of appreciate it. Yeah, as far as the cast go, Karl Urban, like I said, he was serviceable. I've already talked to Brad about this offline, but I'll just reiterate it in brief. I myself and many others online were really pulling for Scott Adkins to get the Johnny Cage role because one, right price point. I don't think Scott Adkins' price tag is that high. It's probably on par, honestly, if not less than Karl Urban. Two, he actually has the legitimate martial arts chops, which would be fun. Three, he's improved his acting significantly since he got his start. So he actually is kind of decent. And then four, trivia factoid. The original Mortal Kombat game was developed for Jean-Claude Van Damme as the Johnny Cage character. And Scott Adkins and Jean-Claude Van Damme have a lot of overlap in their filmographies. They've done a lot of movies together, and in a lot of ways, Scott Adkins was kind of viewed as like the heir apparent of the European white guy who does like high flying kicks in Hong Kong subgenre of star and film. So it'd be, a proper like passing of the torch of sorts. It would have been romantic and kind of cool. Didn't happen. Instead, we got Karl Urban, who is not a martial artist and who is extensively doubled in the film, which is fine. Scott Adkins uses stunt doubles. Every martial artist, with the exception of like Jackie Chan early in his career and like Tony Jaa, everybody uses doubles. It's not a thing to be ashamed of. But yeah, he was fine. I just wish it was Scott Adkins. That's all. It would have given me something.
That would give you an extra star bump.
Yeah. And on the subject of Scott Adkins, Martin Ford plays Shao Kahn in this movie. I thought he did pretty well, actually. I thought his vocal performance, like the modulation that they gave him, worked pretty well. He is actually a Brit, so that's his natural accent, I imagine. The Scott Adkins connection comes in the form of Martin Ford has been in a couple of Scott Adkins movies, actually. He served as the chief antagonist in one of them. Would have been kind of neat to see those two again. But, that's neither here nor there. I thought he was kind of cool. I thought his design was pretty handy. Adeline Rudolph, magnificent bone structure. I don't know if she's a good actress. I didn't really get that vibe from her performance as Kitana in this movie, but the camera loves her. Maybe she'll go on to bigger and better things. I don't know. I'm not sure if she's got it. Tati Gabrielle plays Jade in this movie, and she's the shaved head gal who's
she's
palling
been
around.
a lot more popular lately. Like she's in a couple Naughty Dog games. She was in The Last of Us Part 2. The show. So she's been like more and more, and I think she was also in that Wednesday show.
I haven't seen
no.
it, but I think you're probably right, Santino.
You're thinking of you, Santino.
I never seen you.
I don't see her on Wednesday here.
Oh, she was in no. What she was in some show. Where they were like in the oh no, I think she was in the Sabrina show, Sabrina the Teenage Witch show on Netflix, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yes, she was on that. Yes,
It was a school. I remember it was a school thing. So
that other teenage goth girl show from the
yes,
2020s. Yeah, everything Santina said is accurate. It like her agent is putting in work.
Mhm.
Like they chose Elaine for her because she is the game adaptation gal. Like that is what she does because she is on The Last of Us, I think the second season. She's in the Uncharted movie, which
That's right, she is.
which was a Naughty Dog game. And she is confirmed to be the performance capture actress for Naughty Dog's.
I think she's the face of it too. She's actually like so for Interstellar or something like that. But I know they showed it off like a couple years ago. But yeah, she's the main one in it. So
like, Naughty Dog put a lot of stock in this gal. I don't know how that relationship formed. But yeah, she's the video game gal. So you're gonna see her face all over the place.
Anytime she gets offered a script for a real movie, she says,
"Get the hell out of my office."
Video game movies only. Sorry.
If it ain't Mario 3, I don't want to hear about it.
she could be Daisy in the next one.
I mean,
Santino, have we checked? Is she in the mortuary assistant or whatever that movie I sent you is?
She might know it, and that might be a little too below her right now. So.
Maybe.
If it's not Naughty Dog, she doesn't want it.
Yeah, she's a AAA game gal. Like she's not doing like back rooms or was it Station 8?
Exit
8.
I'm excited for it. I want to see that. I heard it's good.
It's getting very good buzz. Yeah.
Trevor, I want to ask you and Santino as well, but mostly you. No, just because
what am I, top liver here?
The whole the Johnny Cage, the little bit of the action movie that we see him, the in universe real action movie, and which I thought that was actually fun. I like that, and that was cute. But I have to be honest, even though like they kind of do the whole thing of like, bad stunt work kind of bit, I kind of would have rather watched that movie than Mortal Kombat 2. I have to be totally honest.
Yeah, I mean, that's I think the main difference. See, like Santino, you say you don't care that much, or no, Brad, you said you don't care very much for Mortal Kombat 95. For me, it is just a shot of nostalgia for me. Where it's like I know who I was in 1995, and yes, I was listening to the Mortal Kombat soundtrack and doing wheel kicks that my flexibility certainly couldn't support in my bedroom and stuff. I also was listening to the Killer Instinct soundtrack, if you get that reference.
That's a good.
Yeah, my brother got
a good one.
My brother got the CD with the Super Nintendo game, Killer Cuts. I think we still have it somewhere, but
that's a collectible right there.
But yeah, Mortal Kombat 95, as compared to these more recent ones, a major difference is that it has heart. Like not a lot of it, but it has some. Like it has a tangibility to it that it's more it's more grounding and it gives you something to latch onto. And yeah, that style of choreography, as fanciful and bullshit as it is, it has a charm to it. Like because it is so dumb and ridiculous. And I kind of wanted to just live in that sequence for just a little bit longer because it was done pretty well. Though, like couple of minor changes I would have liked to see is that it intros with like a VHS grain on it, but then the grain goes away. It's like, why did you take it away? Like,
you have to retain the grain. Come on now.
Yeah, retain the grain. Justice for Cole and retain the grain. Like I thought you could have left that in there, but the part of it that cracked me up was the helicopter. The fact that it's just a toy RC car, like RC helicopter. I was like, yeah, that's how things were done back then, and it's kind of charming. It's very charming, in fact, and the attention to detail with the choreography was cute. And also they did a good job of calling back to that actually with the Baraka fight, where they show him do some of the same moves, and they're shown to be like deeply ineffectual, whereas in like the fiction of his movie career, it kind of works out where there's a lot of needless twirling and then a lot of guys doing the putty patrol thing where they're just like waiting for their turn to get kicked in the fucking face. And it's like, yeah, that's how things were. And it's kind of liked it. like, it's stupid, but I'm glad it's there.
Yeah. And I like the whole, like the use of the fan convention sort of thing and how that sort of ropes him into the story initially. I thought all that was pretty solid. Santino, did you like the Johnny Cage real life stuff?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny, and I think like it's just funny when when it cuts to him in the convention, you just hear someone say, "Is that Johnny Cage, man? He's really old." It's like, yeah, of course, yeah. It's been like assuming 30 years or so since he made those movies and stuff. So like he's kind of like he's not like in with the crowd now. And like you see like behind him, there's like the influencer that probably just does nothing. She's like taking a selfie with all her fans and stuff, and like. He's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like he's past his time and he's kind of aware that, yeah, whatever. It's like he's probably did a convention, hopefully to earn a little extra bucks. Like
it occurred to me like something that would have been really cool and a more thoughtful and engaging movie would have been to actually show like the rise and fall of Johnny Cage. Like actually like a montage, like showing him like show the cresting of his popularity wave and like actually show him do the fight scenes with like kind of like a behind the scenes kind of view, or show that there was actual effort and show that like actual bumps and bruises happened on the set of these stupid fucking movies, and then show that it's like, oh, like in spite of all the blood, sweat, and tears and stuff, the audience left him, and that was kind of what killed his spirit and his confidence in himself more so than like a lack of ability or something.
They could have taken some time to show like another celebrity at the convention with him, like if Dee Wallace was sitting next to him.
Hi guys, it's Dee Wallace from E.T. and Cujo.
I wonder if Warner Brothers has her number.
They might.
I mean, I know Universal and Amblin do. They do. But Rob Zombie does too.
Where else do you guys want to go with this?
Actually, I'll say add on to it. I thought that actually it made me think that'd be kind of fun to show like a fall and rise. Like if it's just like him or someone watching like a 5-minute YouTube video, like whatever happened to Johnny Cage, film star, like a quick little like montage, like it all went downhill when it like shows him like drunk, like fighting a cop or something. Like he's doing like drunken master style or something. Like,
well, it would have probably gotten them sued, but it would have been really funny to me and other martial arts super fans like myself to like reference some like Jean-Claude Van Damme trivia where it's like he gets drunk and gets in a fist fight with some sailors or something and gets the shit kicked out of him.
Like, who is you supposed to star in Predator? Then he realized,
exactly. Yeah, show Johnny Cage did you know Johnny Cage got his start as this weird beetle lizard creature in a movie that he got cut out of?
He did too much coke and he knew the costume was too heavy for him or something.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious. Like call back to that or something. Like have like a monster that looks kind of similar to the one that he had to wear the costume.
It's actually they actually just used the actual original costume from Predator.
Yeah. No, that would be cute. Like have little Easter eggs and stuff about the career of Johnny Cage. But the movie has such a breakneck pace to it and has no time for any details like that. Really, they just like give you the barest of setup for a couple of characters, and then everything else they're just kind of banking on you already knowing. So like for Brad, it's probably thoroughly unengaging to just like have all these action figures thrown in front of you where it's like, bitch, I don't know any of these people. Like it's like your nephew or niece or something like drops their Ninja Turtle action figures on the floor and you're like, Mutoid man, what the fuck is a mutoid man? or like Mondo Gecko, what the fuck is a Mondo Gecko?
Yeah.
It's like, why do I care? And then your niece or your nephew talks at you kind of like I've been doing for the past hour about why you should care about Noob Saibot and Scorpion and Quan Chi and Shinnok and Ermac and Rain and Sector and Cyrax, and you're just like, ah.
Yeah.
As you're going through the list, Brad's like, half these names have to be fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they set you up for Kitana and they set you up for Johnny Cage and everything else, even the villain of the movie, they don't give you shit. It's just like man has red eyes and a skull mask. He's got to be the bad guy.
And a big ass hammer. He's evil as fuck.
So you get like Kitana's like backstory just a little bit, and you get like Johnny Cage's backstory just a little bit, and then everything else is just all gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
So it's either you're into the fighting or you got nothing else. I'm sorry. There's nothing else here for you.
I felt like they could have leaned more into the Johnny Cage fish out of water situation. And he pretty quickly adjusts to, basically having the reality of his world shattered. Like, this basically like, this is a game changer for, you've basically been teleported, which that alone should be enough, but let alone you've been teleported to whatever, a different dimension, and there are worlds fighting, and they're like, he adjusts pretty quickly, and I could have maybe used a little bit more of a learning period there, and that might have been a little bit more of a learning period for me as an audience member who is unfamiliar with any of this stuff.
See, I think that's where everything Santino had been talking about. I think that's why that's not there. It's because we tried the Cole experiment. I don't justice for Cole, but we tried the Cole experiment
here,
and the people won't come out for Cole.
But we need to stop listening to the fans. All right, we need to stop.
But I believe though, if they would have made the first one, but if they used Johnny Cage instead as like the new person in this world, I think people would have been more. Or if it was already like a character that was like that was already established in the games, I think people would have been okay. I think the fact that it is a new character that has never been in the game, especially when you have like 70, 72 characters or something now in the series. Like you could have picked like any one of them and said, "Hey, you're new to this world. We're gonna follow your story and like go." Like I think people would have been more okay with that.
This is what's wrong with the world today. We say there's no original stories, there's no original characters. We were given an original character, a rich, engaging character in what's his name? Cole.
Exactly.
Cole. With Cole, and people rejected it because it's not familiar enough. Get over yourselves. You can't have it both ways.
Sure you could. This is America.
I'm not talking to you guys specifically, just the fandom in general.
I can't wait till the next new original idea comes out and Brad's like, "Fuck this. Where's the original? Where's the new things? The things that I've seen, the things that I like. Why aren't they in this new franchise?"
Now this would be like if they made a Cooking Fever game and there was no reference to Chef Shepherd. It'd be like, "Where's Chef Shepherd?" Just like,
see, Brad would riot. He'd get
I
on
would
that
love
Twitter.
a
He'd
Cooking
get on
Fever
X
game.
and Blue
You'll make a
Sky and
Reddit
just
account
rip
for
him a
just
new one.
that.
Yep. He'd be outraged.
a Cooking Fever game, like do it like The Bear, but based on Cooking Fever. You could have all the restaurants, and yeah, that could be good. Could be
Cooking
good.
Fever, the motion picture.
Could be good.
I wanted to point out there's a couple of folks that kind of get done dirty by this movie. Hey, keep a lid on that. Justice for Cole. We've been so good up until now. Hiroyuki Sanada is in the film again as Scorpion. He was one of the better parts of the first movie. He kind of bookends it, honestly. Like he's not much of a character. He has an undeniable presence to him. He's now like in his 60s, I believe, so nobody's expecting him to be the same martial artist he was in, say, the 80s when he was doing this stuff in earnest. But he still is a magnificent actor and has a tremendous presence. So it's like if you can get him, hold on to him. He just kind of shows up here, and like the way he gets involved in things is kind of hilarious, honestly. Where it's like everything's cool, and then they name drop somebody. He's just like, "That motherfucker!" like, beat the shit out of that guy again. It's like, fuck it, I'm gonna throw away everything just because I gotta kick the shit out of this guy again. And then speaking of which, Joe Taslim is in this film again. He was Sub-Zero in the first film, and this one he is Noob Saibot. And fuck, he may as well not have been in this movie. Like he's in it, but the way his make, I mean, producers, you're better than this. Like Joe Taslim is like Sanada he is a hell of a get. Like he is in like my top pick of the whole year as far as like martial arts spectacle movies go, the Furious. And he's, you know, a veteran of a lot of Indonesian action cinema. He's a tremendous talent. He was very good on that Warrior show as well. He may as well just have been a special effect. Like I'm honestly not sure if he was actually in this movie because he's covered in pounds of makeup and CGI to the point that's like it literally could have been any stunt person. And it doesn't help that on top of being a very talented martial artist, he's actually a pretty good actor. Like there's like moments in that first Mortal Kombat movie where he actually does some of that acting shit, and it's kind of surprising. Like it catches you off guard a little bit because he's good, like he's very talented. And he's just a special effect. It's like, man, what a waste.
I think a lot of this movie was a waste.
I mean, I can't disagree with you, Brad.
Yeah.
Like I got enough out of it just for like the lights with sound aspect of it. Like it does have a glossy presentation to it, and the action choreography is pretty decent. Oddly enough, like I thought one of the highlights as far as like fight scenes go was Jax versus Jade. I did not see that coming, that would be one of the more memorable and better executed fights in the whole thing, but to me that one stood out. And of course Kung Lao and Liu Kang was very, very well conceived and executed.
Did you guys mention is it Baraka?
Baraka, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm assuming he's from the game, right?
Yeah.
No, it's new.
Yeah.
No way. Nobody's new. After Cole, nobody can be new anymore.
No, nothing. I don't think anything is new in this. Actually, I think
Yeah.
literally everything is
Other than
directly from the
how
game.
about the first fight? That guy, I'm pretty sure he
Uh,
might. Oh no, he's probably mentioned. I don't know if we actually ever
He's
seen him in
mentioned.
the game. I was this is probably the
Yeah,
first time we've seen him though, but it is kind of like known that he does like eat it pretty early on. Like he's always the off character like that. That's there.
he's a catalyst for Kitana's story. Like
Mhm.
he's not a character, but her dad is a part of the story like since the beginning, kind of.
Yeah. I just would say that I liked the look of Baraka
Yeah,
Mhm.
a fair bit.
yeah, I like his design.
Yeah.
It's done pretty well, and you can tell that a lot of it is just makeup with some CGI to clean up some of the seams.
Yeah. Yeah. That's about all I have to say about it, unless we wanted to get into the Mountain Dew, which tasted a little funky. I have to be honest, but we don't need to
Uh-oh.
get into there. What about you guys?
You didn't go to an AMC, did you?
No.
On the subject of Mountain Dew, Brad, I was just informed. Yesterday about a product that my friend refers to as Dirty Dew.
I bought one of those. It's like there's like a cream soda. There's like 2 or 3 different versions of that.
Yeah.
I became aware of this yesterday. My friend and his brother apparently are big fans.
I have not tried it yet. I'm very curious.
I want this.
I need to. I was at the store today. I should have picked up a 12 pack.
I haven't seen it in the wild yet, so I have an
think
excuse.
Are those Taco Bell exclusives, like for like restaurant or like in? Because I think I saw Taco Bell does have like the Dirty Dews, Dirty Pepsis and stuff like that, and then I saw them in stores like not too long ago too. So
I
I
know
wonder if
you can get Dirty Dew in a can. I saw it at the store
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I saw those, but I mean, like you only get like like how like you only get Baja Blast at a Taco Bell like place. You can't get it at like any other like McDonald's or anything like that.
Oh yeah, you can get that in
But-
cans too, though. Just want
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Now
can
now
confirm.
you could, but it was like a
Careful
long
now.
time.
It was yeah.
It was a long time. Now that was more common, but yeah, I did get the cream soda Mountain Dew, the Dirty Dew. It's okay. It's like you drink it's like Mountain Dew with an aftertaste of cream soda. So it's
Now,
like,
if you leave it like in a hot car, will it congeal at all? Because a dirty Dr. Pepper is like actually has cream in it. Like if you get it from like I know you can get it at McDonald's now. It like they actually put cream, and if you were to leave that in a hot car, it would congeal. I assume. I've never tried it, but it should. If it doesn't congeal, then we have big problems.
fans, if you want to see Brad leave a day old dirty, was it Pepsi? Leave a comment below and maybe we'll make a video of it. I'm down for that bit.
maybe.
I'm all down for a bit.
Sounds
Do it
like
for the
sounds like the plot of like a sequel to The Blob or something. It's like, this is how we created The Blob, is we left a Dr. Pepper cream soda in the car over the summer.
Yeah.
And it mutated and grew.
Any final thoughts for you guys on this this motion picture?
I'll
I
just
do have
point out
one-
that Shao Kahn, they kind of shot themselves in the foot with him a little bit. Or like, he looks great. Martin Ford is he's a big motherfucker, so he can play the role for sure. I thought they handled the character just fine in terms of representing him, but he's in it a lot more than you might expect. And I feel like it cheapens him in like kind of an ugly way, where it's like, hang on, he's the big bad of big bads, and he's not looking so hot, and he keeps showing up as like, like maybe show me less of him, but he's in like 30% of the fights in this movie. And it gets a little repetitive, and honestly he's shown to be kind of vulnerable and weak in ways that are very disappointing, where it takes a lot of the menace and like the prestige of the character away. Like, wow, you didn't think this through now, did you?
They thought the fans wanted to see more of him.
The people come out for Shao Kahn. It's like, yeah, sure they do.
Once again, the fans were wrong. Santino, would you want to say something there?
I have a fun fact. The guy that plays Kung Lao,
Yeah,
apparently he was a part of Jackie Chan's stunt team.
yeah.
I saw
from Shaolin monks and stuff.
I saw that an interview there talked about, I guess in the first one, like they were so behind on filming or the choreographing, and they actually asked him if he could like make up his own like stunt or his own fight choreograph for the first movie. So it was like, oh, they say, oh yeah, all because we knew you worked with Jackie Chan, you're part of his team, so you must be good at this stuff. And he's like, okay, I guess so. It's a fun fact.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I'm just padding the runtime, man. We got a long way to go.
All right, yeah, we got lots of other stuff to get into. I can't wait to talk about Bye Bye Birdie. So let's rate this thing. What are you guys gonna give Mortal Kombat 2 out of 5 stars? And Trevor, since I asked you to kick things off with the review, how about you can give your rating first?
I'll give it a 3. Probably should be a 2.5, but I'll give it a 3 just for the theatrical experience. I got to see a movie with my friend. That's not something I do more than once every 5 years. Wow, that was awkward.
I hope you keep that. I hope you keep that silence in.
Yeah.
Santino.
I enjoyed it quite a bit, so I'm gonna be a little bit nicer and give it a 3.5.
Interesting. Okay. Well, it's right in the title. I will give Mortal Kombat 2 a 1.5.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Somebody's a hater.
But hey, it was worth it I got a free popcorn out of it. I mean, not free, because I did have to drive 30 minutes to go see the movie, and then I did buy the ticket, and I bought a Mountain Dew, which tasted kind of funky, but got a free popcorn out of it, and I had a great time chatting with you guys about it. So it's been a blast. So God bless Mortal Kombat and franchise.
Justice for Cole.
Justice for Cole.